Hi, I'm Zimmer. This is my Gregorian Fellowship application video. First question, what are the most important qualities of a leader? First of all, there's virtue. And St. Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1, to be imitators of me, as I am of Christ. So I learned from that two things. First of all, in order to be a good leader, you must have the character of Christ, so that you can lead through Christ. Second of all, character and virtue give you the strength to lead in the right way. Not just do the right thing, but to lead in the right way. So, character and virtue, those are the most important qualities. Second, there's vision. If you don't know where you're going, then you can't lead people there. So, you must have a grand vision, a grand plan of where you are going in order to be a successful leader. And last but not least, there's interpersonal skills. If you have great character and great vision, but you don't have good communication, then your people are not going to follow you, and you will not achieve any success. So those are the most important qualities of a great leader. Second question, what is the leadership activity I did in the last year that most exemplifies my leadership ability? I'm going to tell you about a mission trip I went on in the last year with Focus to Arequipa, Peru. On the trip, we dug ditches to prevent flooding into the classrooms. We painted the classrooms, and we also taught the children. The first example I'm going to give is leading by example. My dad and I went on the trip with 15 to 20 other college students, and we spent the majority of the trip digging the ditches. After the trip, many of the college students actually came up to me and told me how impressed they were by my work ethic. And they told me that my work ethic actually inspired them to push forward. So leading by example is the first point. Second is teaching in the classrooms. The college students I was with did not know any Spanish, and neither did I. So I had to take ownership of the situation so that the children could get their lesson. Thankfully, I had Google Translate, so I was able to translate a couple of words through that. But I had to use my very little knowledge of Spanish to teach them the lesson. And the main point here is that in a situation with very little leadership, I took ownership and eventually led to the success of the group. I think if I were to choose a character from a book or film that most emulates leadership, I would choose Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Aragorn, he represents true manhood. He sacrifices himself for others and for the greater good. You know, he had the choice to stay back as a ranger in his safe place, but he chose to follow his true calling in his true identity as a king of Gondor. He put his very life on the line. He put himself on the line for the greater good of the Fellowship of the Ring and for Frodo. He stays calm under pressure, and he knows that if he fails, then the Fellowship fails, then Frodo fails. He focuses the group when they're in disarray, confusion, anger. He focuses them. He calms them down. He sets them on the task ahead. He knows that being a leader means that you push forward no matter the consequences, no matter the cost, no matter how hard it is. That's why Aragorn represents true leadership.